Okay, exercise 3A. This is what it's going to look like when we're done. We're going to have some lines, and then we're also going to be having some text in here. What's really important is that we get our settings done correctly so we can have an easier time to draw this. So basically we're going to be using ortho. It's going to help us draw our horizontal lines. We're going to have that on. We're also going to be having our snap on as well. And we'll also have some grids. And then these are layers. We're going to be changing our layers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our settings done correctly so we can go ahead and draw this, make this drawing easier for us. Okay, so first thing to do to check our units, we're going to go Format, Units. We want to make sure it's on decimal and then it's on 3 decimal places. Okay, so make sure it's decimal and 3 decimal places. Do a check on that. Second thing, we're going to go Format, Drawing Limits. And right now I have the lower left hand corner, I have 0, 0. You're going to go ahead and hit enter, and then we want to make sure it says 17, 11. Okay, 17, 11. And then go ahead and hit enter, and then even after you resize it, you go Z enter, A enter, just to make sure you see the whole paper area. Okay, we're not going to be using no O snaps, so O snaps are off. We're going to be using grids, and so our grid settings, let's take a look here. We got to go down to the grids and right click, go to settings, and you want to make sure your snaps are at 0.25, and then we're going to make sure our grids are at 1. And we also want to make sure grid behavior, we have nothing checked here. So even there's like a little check here, but it's grayed out, it's not going to matter. But if there was a check up here, we want to make sure it's not selected. So grid behavior, we want nothing here checked. We want grids to be at 1. We want our snaps to be at 0.25, and we're going to make sure they're both on. We also want to check our line weight. So I'm going to go down to the LWT button. I'm going to right click, go to settings. I want to make sure it's on inches, and I want to make sure this scroll bar is the second one from the left side. Then I click OK. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on this drawing. I'm going to go ahead and click on line, but I actually need to also turn on that ortho so I can make straight lines. I'm going to come a little bit over here. I'm going to leave some space for the text. So I'm going to come maybe start here. I'm just going to draw a line all the way over here and hit enter. Okay, but is this the correct line I need to have? Let's take a look in the book. The book says it needs to be layer hidden. Okay, so here's how we do this. I'm going to make sure this is going to be layer. I'm going to select it. See how I selected it? I'm going to go up here and go to hidden and see how I can change the layer of it. If I wanted to change it to a different layer, I click on it, and I can go ahead and click on hatch if I wanted to, and I change the layer. So what we can do is each time we're going to go up in here. This is our layer toolbar, and this is where we're going to be changing our layers. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back to hidden, which is the first one. I'm going to go ahead and put in some text for this first one. So it's, if the line isn't hidden, the text needs to be in hidden. So the text is this A button right here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make a big box here. And something should pop up soon. Oh, good. We're just going to leave it at the height I have it. It's at 0.25. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And I'm going to type in what the book says for me to type in. Layer hidden. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK right now. Notice that it's not lined up. So I'm going to click on the move button. I'm going to click on my text, hit enter. I'm going to come over here and just drag it down right there so it lines it up with it. So I'm going to go Z enter, A enter so I can see what it looks like. It looks good. Now here's another way of getting all these lines down. We got to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more lines. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total of 9. I've got to get 8 more lines. So let's go back here. So let's go ahead and go copy. I'm going to go ahead and copy both of those. Enter. I'm going to bring my mouse over here. I'm going to click, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy these down 8 more times. So I have a total of 9. I'm staying on the dots. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have to have 9 total. Hit enter. Okay, so they're all the same though, but that's not what the book looks like. I gotta have layer object for the next one. So let's go back. Let's go ahead and turn this and this into layer object. Now obviously this text doesn't say layer object, so I'm going to come over here, I'm going to double click it with my mouse, and I'm just going to go ahead and change that word into object and select OK. Okay. Next line looks like it's going to be phantom. So I'm going to go to phantom. So I'll click on both of those, go to phantom, and then I'm going to go ahead and double click on that. I'm going to change that into phantom. Make sure it's capitalized. Click OK. Next line is section, so double click those and go to section. Double click the text, type in section. Looks good. I gotta find out what's the next one. After section, we're gonna have text heavy, then text light. So the next one is text heavy. Okay, double click that. Layer, text heavy. The next one's text light. Okay, double click that. Text L, what do they abbreviate? LIT. Let's take a look, double check that. Yeah, LIT. Okay, the next three are going to be dim, center, then hatch. Dim, center, and hatch. So let's make this one dim. Let's make the next one center. And then let's make the last one hatch. Go ahead and go Z enter, A enter. And when you're done, go ahead and turn off your grids. And then go ahead and save this one as exercise 3A.